He bigger. Bigger don't mean stronger. I understand that. Ah!
What's going on, you guys? Showtime, Shawn Porter, the warrior, Shawn Porter, comes out and gives his thoughts on Terence Crawford's failed negotiations with the Errol Spence fight. He says, doing it on your own ain't gonna get it done. And this is pretty interesting because how else was Crawford going to go over there and work this thing out, right? When he left Top Rank, right? So I'm confused. I'm so confused now because he had a promoter. Bob Arum for years, we want the Spence fight. We want the Spence fight, to the point where his old ass started getting angry and started blaming Crawford, right? We seen that for quite a while. He had somebody to represent him. But they said, nah, we don't want to do business with him, right? But Shawn Porter has some things to say, and Andre S.O.G. Ward responds. But Shawn Porter, he says this, end quote, Terence needs somebody else to represent him and speak to Mr. Heyman, because Mr. Heyman is not going to respect him as a businessman. We already know you throw the fist. What substantial business sense are you coming to me with? It is what it is. So basically, he said, yeah, you can fight, but what do you know about business? And Al Heyman simply just won't respect that as a businessman. And then he says, nobody going to respect Terence Crawford as a businessman until they see some business moves happen. And then they start to say, okay, he knows what he's talking about. He's legit. But this first shot trying to get it with Errol and doing it on your own ain't go get it done. But I think Crawford made a good business move despite the Spence fight not happening. Why? Because, well, he was able to secure the $10 million bag from Black Prime, right? Fight at home, et cetera, et cetera. Of course, fans are doing their job as to hoping and praying and wishing that the whole thing fails. But we're going to see if this is a good, smart business move by Terence Bud Crawford. And then Shawn says, so he's going to have to show people that he could do business and furthermore, be professional about it. Know what I mean? It could be a cold call at 10 a.m. It has to be very, very professional in order for Mr. Heyman and other people outside the ring to take you serious. Wow. So he's saying that Al Heyman and them pretty much ain't gonna respect Crawford as a businessman, and it simply just won't work, right? And we heard Bob Arum come out and say something similar, that he needs somebody to kind of represent him, and maybe these guys are right. However, what else was Crawford supposed to do? He had his lawyer with him. He was looking to go handle this business by himself. It really should have been no-brainer, right? The fight should have been a no-brainer. It should have been easy to make. It's not like Crawford was asked for $40, $30 million, right? It's not like he was asking for $30, $40 million, $100 million for 3 fights and all this. No, he wasn't asked for that. He actually agreed to all their terms. He agreed to everything. He came out and stated this many times, that I agreed to all their BS, and that in the end, I end up taking 35% with no guarantee, which is something that's never really been seen before. And then, as we know, Crawford also said that he approached Al Heyman with the $50 million hedge funds, but Heyman could not consider that offer. So, Heyman didn't want to take that offer. Spence said, what about the back end? We know the story, right? So Shawn Porter seems to believe that Crawford should have had somebody to represent him, or he just simply ain't going to get it done. Shawn Porter also came out and said a few weeks prior that Crawford is probably the most stubborn dude in the world. And yeah, he probably is the most stubborn dude in the world, but despite his stubbornness, he still did everything that the boxing community asked of him to try to make this fight. It still simply didn't happen, right? But Andre S.O.G. Ward comes out and he feels different from Shawn Porter. And yeah, S.O.G., as we know, is a good friend with Terence Crawford. They're good friends. Terence Crawford was second pound for pound at the time of Andre Ward's reign. Andre Ward was the man when he was an active fighter. He's one of the guys who retired undefeated. He fought a who's who in his weight classes. S.O.G. is the man, and he is a Hall of Famer, right? We all know S.O.G., right? Now he's commentating for ESPN. A lot of fans who may be new to the sport may not even know that S.O.G. was a hell of a fighter, right? But S.O.G. comes out and says this, brother, at Shawn Porter, I don't agree with your comments about the Crawford-Spence negotiations and how Crawford should conduct himself. I can't respect that. It sounds like you're telling him to shut up and fight. Fighters have worked hard to have a seat at the table. And he's right. Fighters work hard to have a seat at the table, right? Guys like Floyd Mayweather could do his own business. certain fighters. But now that Crawford's doing it, everybody want to shame it now, right? Because years ago, Errol Spence and all these guys were bosses, running their own careers, and everybody was laughing at Crawford because he had a quote unquote promoter. Now they're saying he needs a fucking promoter. This is why I pull back from all the riff-raff, because you just heard what I just said, right? If you've been following this story, and I got the whole storyline on my other channel, Bushido Boxing, go subscribe. We'll be back up and running soon. And I'm going to go put the playlist on this one too, because we're going to continue it over here as well. They said, oh, he got a promoter. Bob Arum was the problem. Now they saying he needs somebody to represent him. Bro, these people are playing games. Shawn Porter, they all in on it. They playing games, bro. They playing games, bro. I agree with SOG. Fighters work hard to get a seat at the table. Now they cut out the middleman. Now the fighters getting guarantees and they can demand what they want. And now you got fans, a group of fans siding against this. Years ago, oh man, cut out the promoters. Promoters are ruining boxing. Fighters should get paid more. Yeah. Now, oh boy. I was about to just go all the way in, but let me pull back a little bit, man. Because that's some fucking bullshit, bro. It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's a game. And now even the fans is playing it. They keep putting hurdles and excuses in front of what's really going on in reality. This is why guys like Boxing Ego is coming out with videos every day, whatever the hell he's doing, trying to just doing the most and making Terence Crawford look bad, right? Trying to make him look bad with his huge platform. He's just doing the most. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to me, right? We heard what Shawn said. Oh, it ain't gonna get it done. You need to have somebody to represent you. Bro, for years, people said he had somebody to represent him. The dude that been in the game longer than anybody's been alive, bro, Bob Arum. He had Bob to do it. ESPN, the resources ESPN had, they could have made the fight, but guess what? Bob Arum, bro, Bob Arum was the issue. He had somebody to represent him. Now all of a sudden, he gets rid of Bob Arum because that's what everybody said. He needs to leave Top Rank. He don't need no promoter, blah, blah, blah. He hop across the street, knock on the door, finally gets in. 6-month negotiation process, and it didn't happen. Luckily for him, he had a plan B, bro. This shit is crazy. You got so many boxing channels caught up into this shit, and then most of them are pretty much against Terence Crawford. A lot of people is blaming Bud because that's simply the easy thing to do. But if you pay a fuck attention, you start to see that it's looking like these guys are playing a fucking game. So now he needs somebody to represent him. Right? You got fans saying this shit now. He has somebody to represent him, man. I'm out of here, man. Like, subscribe, man. Like and subscribe. Holla at your boy. Peace out.